Hello and welcome to Security. This is a continuation of the Network Services Storeroom of the Cyber Defense Pathway project on Tryhackme. And today we're going to wrap up this room looking at the task on MySQL. I've covered the task on NFS, tasks on NFS and SMTP in previous videos, and I'm going to link them to this video so you can go follow watch them if you need to. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the first task on MySQL is task 8, and that task is talking about understanding MySQL. Just gives some notes basically that you should read to understand MySQL better. And MySQL is a relational database management system based on structured query language SQL, and breaks it down basically for you to understand. So all you have to do is read through these notes, answer these questions at the bottom for that task. I'm basically focusing more on the hands-on task for these videos, so let's go right into those with task 9. So what I'm going to do is start the machine. I'll give it a couple of minutes to boot up and ensure that the services are running as well. Okay, so now I've given the machine about 5 minutes plus to boot up. So let's go into the task. It says let's start with the port scan, so we know what port the service we're trying to attack is running on. What port is MySQL using? So we could just run the same nmap scan we did in the last video for scripts, to run all scripts on the open well-known ports on our host. So put in the IP address of our target and run the scan. Give it a couple of seconds to run. I think this is a scan that doesn't take a long time. Okay, so it's done. We can see the result of our scan. We can see 2 ports open. One is running SSH, that's port 22, and we have port 3306, which is the default port for MySQL, and that's where MySQL is running. That should be an answer for that. Next question, it says good. We think we have a set of credentials. Let's double check that by manually connecting to the MySQL server. We can do this using the command that syntax. Basically, you put in you exchange the IP and the username. So basically, to do that, if you read through the notes, you see that we're given a set of credentials here, where the username is root and the password is password. So that's what we're going to use to test this connection. So to do that, I'm going to type in the command MySQL with the H flag for host and put in the IP address of our targets, which is 10.10.202.150, and with the U flag, put in our username, which is root, and the P flag. So it's asking for the password. Password is password, and we have successfully connected to the database. So there it doesn't need any answer. It says, okay, we know that our login credentials work. Let's quit out of this session using the exit and launch Metasploit. So we can launch Metasploit. Oh, yeah, sorry, the command for Metasploit is in the MS console. So it says we're going to be using the MySQL underscore SQL module. Search for, select, and list the options it needs. What 3 options do we need to set? Okay. So to search for the MySQL module, we use this MySQL underscore SQL, and this is the module that we need to select. So type in the command use auxiliary admin MySQL underscore SQL. And now if we type in options, we should see all the options that we need to set. So these are all the options, and we can see it says in descending order, which is password, rhost, and username. So you can check it here, and yeah, that is the answer for that question. The next question says run the exploit by default to test the select version command. What result does this give you? So what you have to do is set these options. So let's say set password. Password is password. We'll set the rhost, which rhost should be the target. And set also the username, which is root. And run the exploits, and it gives us the version. Like it says, it runs the select version automatically, and this is the version. So you just copy that and put it into the space. Next question. Great. We know that our exploit is landing as planned. Let's try to gain some more ambiguous information. Change the SQL option to show databases. How many databases are returned? So let's see. So basically, if you look at our options, you can see this SQL is select version, and that's why when we run the exploit, it's getting us the version of the SQL. So if we change the SQL query here and run the exploit, whatever query we put in here, it's going to be run, and it's going to give us return results from the database. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to set the SQL to what was requested here. So show databases. This should be in quotes. And now if we look at our options, we see that the option for SQL has changed, and now we can run the exploit again to get the result for that. And the question is, how many databases are returned? You can see one database information schema, another database MySQL, another database performance schema, and another database sys. So those are 4 databases, and that's the answer to that question. So that's the end of task 9, and we've been able to successfully enumerate MySQL. The next task is exploiting MySQL with the information that we got from enumerating it, which is task 10. Okay, so I'll pause the video now and take a minute to read through the notes and bring it back when I'm done. Okay, so basically what the note just gives explanation, a couple of explanations that help you understand what you're doing in the next steps. And yeah, we can go right into the questions. So the first question is, let's search for and select the MySQL underscore schema dump module. And what is the module's full name? So to do that, you have to use the search command and put in quotes my SQL underscore schema dump on the command, and we have the full name as auxiliary /scanner /MySQL schema dump. And that is the answer for that. The next question says, great, now you've done this a few times by now, so I'll let you take it from there. Select relevant options, run the exploit. What is the name of the last table that gets dumped? So we have to check the options. We see I think the options are already okay. Yeah, we have to first of all select this new module, which is the auxiliary slash scanner slash MySQL schema dump. Run that, check the options, and we need to set the password, the R host, and the username like we set for the other module. So first of all, set password as password, or set R host as our target machine, and set the username as root. So run options one more time to just confirm that everything is set, and now we can run the exploit. Give it a couple of minutes. Okay, so we can see different tables being dumped from our exploit, and it's a table name xweight by user by latency. You can see the last table that was dumped is xweight underscore global underscore by underscore latency, and that's the answer for that. So the next question, awesome. You've now dumped the tables and column names of the whole database, but we can do better. Search for and select the MySQL hash dump module. What's the module's full name? So the same way we did the last step, we have to search for that MySQL underscore hash dump. Okay, we can see the module in this location, auxiliary slash scanner slash MySQL slash MySQL hash dump, and that's the full name of the module. So that's the answer for that, and sure, the next thing we need to do is select it as well. So it says again, I'll let you take it from here. Set the relevant options, run the exploit. What non-default user stands out to you? So we need to use this module that we just we just got from our search results. Copy, just gonna copy and paste to save some time. Okay, check the options. We need to set the same options. The password as password, the username as roots, and the host as our target machine. So now run the exploits. And here we're getting the usernames that can users that can connect to the SQL database, and the hashes of the passwords, and that's what we're getting basically with this exploit. So we can see different usernames. The question is, what non-default users stands out to you? We can see different usernames. We can see root. We can see roots. We can see mysql.sys, mysql.session. We can see Debian SYSMAINT. You can see root again, and you can see Cal. So basically, if you look at these usernames, the only one that kind of like stands out that could be that is not a system username or default username is Cal. That's the answer for that question. So another user, and we have their password hash. So this could be very interesting. Copy the hash into a text file on your local machine in this format. So we have to put in create a text file. So first of all, let's copy the it says copy the username and hash combination like this. So just copy this selection. I'm gonna create a text file. Open a text editor and just paste it in. It says save it as hash.txt. I'm just gonna save this in my documents folder. Okay, so I have that saved right there. Says what is the combination? So you have to paste it in here. Done. So it says now we need to crack the password. Let's try John the Ripper against it using John hash.txt. So now I think we can exit Metasploit. I'm gonna go into my document folder where I saved the hash and run John hash.txt. So here we can see the password that was cracked, and that is the password is dog. It's not a complex password, so it didn't take a long time at all to crack. So basically, next question. Awesome. Password reuse is not only extremely dangerous but extremely common. What are the chances that this user has reused their password for a different service? So basically, just to give a summary of what we've done so far, we've been able to exploit the SQL and gotten the database that stores users' passwords. So this is the password that the user Carl is using to connect to the SQL database. So we've been able to get that hash and crack it using John the Ripper. And now we're going to assume that a lot of people do. People usually use the same password for different services, so because it's easy to remember. So what we're doing now is we're assuming that if you remember from my ML scan, we saw that this machine was also the target machine also had port 22 open on SSH. So we're going to assume that Carl is also using that password doggy to connect via SSH to the target machine as well. So we're just going to run SSH Carl at our target machine. Yes, and it's going to ask for our password. I'm going to put in doggy. And yes, we would have guessed right because Carl is using the same password as well for SSH. So we'll do an ls cd mysql.txt, and we can just open it up, and we got the flag. So copy and paste the flag into the space. And yeah, so with that we're done with the task 10. and which means we're done with. I'm just going to terminate the target machine now, which means we're done with the network services to room. And yeah, I hope this has been helpful to you. If it has been, do like and subscribe to um, so this video also gets to a larger audience and other people that may need it as well. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.